All right. Hello, folks, and welcome to the Stella Circle AGM. Thank you so much, everyone in the room, for joining us and those with us virtually. So pleased to have you here today. To our team members, our community and governmental partners, our volunteers, funders, donors, all our friends, and especially the community members that access our services that are here today. Thank you for making the trek up the hill this year. We're really happy to be here and to be with you all. So I'm going to start us off in a good way with a land acknowledgement and respectfully acknowledge the land on which we gather as the ancestral homelands of the Beothuk, whose culture has been erased forever. Also acknowledging the island of Uktumguk as the unceded traditional homelands of the Beothuk and the Mi'kmaq. We acknowledge Labrador as the traditional and ancestral homelands of the Inuit of Nunatsiavut, the Inuit of Nunatuavut, and the Innu of Nitassinan. And we recognize the urban Indigenous peoples in St. John's, where we work, respect their varied cultures, traditions, ceremonies, and their connections to lands all across Turtle Island. As a social justice organization, we recognize the ongoing harms of colonization and colonialism. We're committed to an approach of reconciliation and collective work towards decolonization. And as always, we're sending deep thanks to our friends at First Light for their partnership and community. So I'm Laura Winters. I am the lead executive officer at Stella Circle. My pronouns are she and her. And you might notice a title change this year from CEO to LEO. I'm so grateful to our board of directors for their support in shifting away from borrowed Indigenous language in this title. Every day at Stella Circle, we bear witness to community members as they do meaningful work. They imagine and then create more fulfilling lives for themselves. We're constantly inspired by that work that they do, by their growth, and the reflection that happens around all that, and you're going to hear so much more about that in our time today. This is an exciting time and an exciting year for Stella Circle. This year, we're embarking on the development of a new strategic plan. We're involved in projects like building new affordable housing units, expanding our mental health programs, and we've created a new social enterprise. We're taking concrete steps towards becoming an anti-racist learning organization through an anti-racism audit and ongoing recommendations. And we are here today with you all about to launch a new look for our organization, and we are so very excited about that. So we're an organization that's evolving at Stella Circle. We're also an organization with deep roots. And as I look around the room and see folks that have been connected to the organization through volunteerism, maybe working here for so many years, we're so grateful for those deep roots. Next year marks 80 years since our flagship program, Emmanuel House, was founded. The organization as it exists today has been serving people for nearly 30 years. And Stella Circle is unique in community in both the breadth and the volume of the programming we offer, and I think you'll recognize that as you hear about that programming today. We're constantly shifting to meet changing needs with the expertise of community members at the forefront. And our work has always been informed by those who know best. The experts who access our services every single day, and our team members who work so closely alongside them. And so our brand is changing to be more reflective of that reality. We received feedback that our logo, the one you see behind me, was visually inaccessible. The cursive is really challenging for folks with dyslexia, low vision, low literacy, anyone born after 1990 who don't know what cursive is. If you'd like to feel your age, speak to some young people about cursive font. So the lack of an icon within this logo also meant that we're less memorable because lots of people remember brands by their logos, and especially for those with English as a second language or a low literacy rate. So we really wanted a new brand that reflected our organization, our values, our work, and most of all, something that the community members that we serve could be proud of. And so I'm going to pause for our new brand reveal. Drum roll. So creating community together is what we have always done at Stella's Circle. Those who know us know this. And it's what we continue to do with community members, staff, volunteers, donor, community, and governmental partners, everyone in this room and beyond. It takes all of us working collectively to build a better community for all. As we ease into these changes, we honor our past, those deep roots I mentioned that made the organization what it is today. We're always striving to be more inclusive in the services we offer, and now we're increasing our inclusivity in how we look to the world and in the symbols we use to represent ourselves. We're so grateful to Waterworks, especially Rachel, Katie, and Lindsay, for all of their work on this new brand and our new website, which I'll encourage you to check out after our AGM. After deep community consultation, I think they noted it was the most consultation they've ever done for a project. Waterworks drew inspiration from the essence of an interconnected community, coming together to support one another's development and progress. And you see this in the logo. That logo highlights inclusivity, unity, and the idea of a round table, a symbol of equity, collaboration, and open dialogue. Vibrant colors reinforce the lively, dynamic nature of this collective that we're all in together, where diversity and mutual respect thrives. And through collaboration and mutual support, Stella's Circle strives to cultivate a thriving community where every individual has the opportunity to flourish and contribute. And I think we see that across our programs and across our community. As we celebrate these new beginnings, we also honor the strong legacy of Stella's Circle. We're strengthening our commitment to equity and inclusion, and we're proud to share this new brand that we really feel reflects who we are and what we do. And most of all, we're grateful to you, our staff and team members, our partners, funders, supporters, friends, and community members. You are the community that we create together. So with that, I'd like to introduce Connie Duffett, a woman who lives the values of Stella's Circle, inside and outside of our boardroom. Connie's long volunteer history shows her dedication to social justice and the importance of community inclusion. So welcome, Connie.
Good afternoon, everyone. Isn't that an amazing rebrand? It is a gorgeous logo. So thank you all for the hard work that contributed to that new branding. So, and thank you, Laura. It is such a wonderful celebration to be here today. And for me, it's special because it marks my 1 year as chair of Stella's at the board of directors. It's an honor to represent the board and to bring thanks and congratulations to everyone as a part of Stella's Circle on the remarkable achievements this year. Stella's enduring legacy is a testament to the collective dedication I see as I look around this room with the participants who came here today. I know you had to walk up the hill and maybe had some support getting here, but thank you for attending. And I look forward to the inclusion choir a little later on today. That's always a special treat. As we launch into the future with our new strategic planning, and I think that will have just as much consultation as our rebrand did, and that's a really important initiative for us as we move into the next 2 to 3 years. We also reflect on the impressions and accomplishments that we've had in the past plan and the incredible growth of our housing portfolio, the added staff for our counseling work, the beautiful inclusive rebranding that we just talked about, and the meaningful action to our commitment to equity and justice. Today is a celebration of many new beginnings, which is also a meaning of change for our board membership. We've had several outgoing boards this year and want to thank them for their appointment and dedication to our governance board. Ian Froud, Andrea Chernos, Leslie Brown, Suzanne Fitzgerald, and Jim Carroll. We're very grateful for everyone that has been a part of our board of directors, for Andrea and Leslie for their time and support, for Ian, who was an incredible co-chair to me during my time, and also to Suzanne, who always showed up to be a mentor for new board members. And the mentorship I strongly believe in, and it was a great pleasure to serve with Suzanne. I don't think she's here today, but was such a mentor for all new board members. And especially to Jim Carroll, who has, as an outgoing secretary, as a long-standing committee member, and been with the organization for over 11 years. And today we are honored that Jim has accepted the emeritus status. So I'd ask Jim to stand as we congratulate him on that. We'll have other celebrations for those board members and Jim as well in the coming weeks. We're also delighted to announce some new board members. So Abby Hodder, Kristen Hines, and Grace Chin, who have thoughtfully responded to our call for becoming a new board member. We had quite the selection, and they impressed us with their passion for social justice within Stella's Circle. So I'd like to now present the names of the board of directors for Stella's for the 2024-2025. Myself as chair, Jacqueline Kudrow, Jasper Gill, Stephen Penny, Jennifer Parsons, Mika McCurdy, Stephen Thorne, Michelle Hocko, Kevin Galway, Drishti Patel, Abby Hodder, Kristen Hines, Grace Chen, Andy Fitzgerald, Stephen Zedwick, and as a member emeritus, and ex officio Faith March McCouche. I wonder if the board could stand up and we can give a little round of applause. So we'd not be able to do our work without the outstanding support from our federal, provincial, municipal government funders. They are the Department of Children, Seniors and Social Development, the Department of Education, the Department of Health and Community Services, the Department of Immigration, Population Growth and Skills, the Department of Justice and Public Safety, the Newfoundland and Labrador Health Services, the Newfoundland and Labrador Housing Corporation, Correctional Services of Canada, the City of St. John's. We would also like to acknowledge the financial support from the Canadian Mortgage and Housing Corporation, the End Homelessness of St. John's, and as a social justice ministry of the United Church of Canada, we are grateful for the support of the United Church and its congregations. So thank you from the Board of Directors and the Foundation Board for all your contributions. So Stella Circle prides itself on the connectedness, we keep hearing that word, with our community through innovation and expert service delivery, but this is only due to the unwavering support from our staff, the volunteers, donors, and partners. A heartfelt thank you to the staff for your very devoted hard work and truly exemplary values that you live each and every single day. Your contributions, let's give applause for there. Your contributions are the cornerstone to Stella Circle's success, and thank you for your trust in us as a board of directors. And finally, I'd like to thank Andy Fisher, Chair of Stella Circle's Foundation Board, and all the members of the Foundation Board for their exceptional work. Our donors enable us to help participants in very unique ways, meaningful to them, that is impactful for our programs and services that we deliver here at Stella Circle. An example is the Inclusion Choir that we'll also get to hear from later on. So I'd now like to ask Andy to provide a report on the Foundation's activities for the 2023-2024 fiscal year.
Thank you, Connie. You guys can't see it, but I have to stare at this same picture right in front of me for the whole conversation. I also have to read a script, which it's probably going to look like I'm reading a script. Usually I'm more ad-lib than this, but as I'm sure you understand, the Foundation Board is in this because our heart is there, and I do not want to forget anything. So I'm going to try to read this into the minutes of the meeting. So I always enjoy coming to the Stella Circle AGM. It provides an opportunity for all of us to hear about the great work done by the organization. Of course, it doesn't hurt to have the inclusion choir or the promise of hungry heart food at the end either. As chair of the foundation board, I'm privileged to share in the celebration of Stella Circle's successes for the year. I'm incredibly proud of the impact that Stella Circle Foundation has made through the generosity of our donors and supporters. Our foundation board members passionately believe in the mission of Stella Circle, and we're very motivated to raise funds to support the exceptional, innovative programs, particularly in the areas where government funding doesn't cover. I'm pleased to report that over the past fiscal year, the foundation board raised $866,817. And I'm joining you in the applause because, of course, it's not me, and it's not even that foundation board. It's our donors that make that difference. So thank you very much to the donors and sponsors, the special legacy gifts of Family Foundation and Memorial Funds. Because of all of this, we've been able to reach more individuals in our community who seek Stella Circle help. Our strategic plan's accomplishments would not be possible without the inspired generosity and your continued support. I'd like to call out thanks to a visionary gift by the Caribou Legion Manor Association Board last fall. We welcomed Caribou Legion Manor and its 48 units of affordable housing to our portfolio. This was followed by an incredibly generous $120,000 gift from the Rotary Club of St. John's that is allowing us to create accessible, inclusive homes there for seniors. We're happy to have Steve Winter here, I believe today, with us from the Rotary Club. I know I read these out as just little facts, but if you think about the impact of that housing and what that can do for our community, it's amazing. Our annual Run for Women raised an impressive $73,000 last spring, which has allowed us to expand our mental health programming with a peer supporter. We want to thank the continued support of the Shoppers Foundation for Women and our local Shoppers Drug Mart champions, Keith Bailey and Bob Fearon, for this amazing contributions to the program. And I know I saw Keith earlier. I'm not sure if Bob is here, but I think we should give them a round of applause as well. So many other things. Who didn't love the Inclusion Choir's video with Kelly Loader for the Light Up Hope? This year's Giving Tuesday campaign was brimming with hope thanks to donors from across North America, all fueled by the generosity of Verifin and the Foreign Family Foundation. Again, thanks, thanks, thanks. Today, I'd like to acknowledge Ted O'Keefe and Maria Cliff from the Foundation Board as we say goodbye to them. Both are longstanding members, and I'd like to give a sincere thank you for their dedication and contributions over the past number of years. I'm pleased to announce the Foundation Board slate for the coming year is myself as chair, Vanessa Newhook as co-chair, Bob Carter, Jacqueline Kudla, Paul Griffin, Robert Decker, Keith Bailey, and Susan Drover. I'd also like to thank the staff who do an excellent job supporting the foundation. In fact, we couldn't do our work without them. Laura Ivany, Laura Winters, and Craig Drover, for all you do, thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm appreciative of your leadership, guidance, and commitment, and without you, we couldn't be successful. Above all, I'd like to thank our donors. I see many of you here today. Every success story at Stella Circle is a direct result of your belief in our mission. As we embark on new directions, we reflect on the meaningful impact your contributions have made. You've allowed the organization to lead with compassion and expertise, and we are grateful to each of you. The annual report you'll receive on your way out highlights many of our shared accomplishments, and we look forward to achieving even more lasting change together. thank you for being a vital part of the Stella Circle legacy. And I'd like to invite Jacqueline Kudla, Treasurer of the Stella Circle Board, to come forward for the ever-exciting financial report.
Thank you, Andy. I know we're all looking forward to this. So good afternoon, everyone. I'm pleased to present the summary of the audited financial statements for both Stella Circle and the Foundation. There are summary statements on the back of your annual report that you'll receive today. The complete audited statements are available at our website at stellacircle.ca, or you can call the office in Craig Drover. We'll send you a copy. Today, I'm just going to speak to a few highlights. In summary, both organizations continue to be in good financial shape. The statement of financial position is on page 29 and highlighted on the screen here. It shows that our assets and liabilities as of March 31st, 2024 are at over just $22.4 million. Our assets have increased this year due to restricted cash held for an upcoming capital project at 55 Military Road, which is creating 15 new transitional housing units for women with histories of justice and violence. There is also a notable increase to fixed assets because of the acquisition of the Caribou Legion Manor, the 48-unit apartment building for seniors in Pleasantville, and the purchase of the property at 45 Military Road, which we're redeveloping. In addition to housing dedicated for women, 55 Military Road will also be the new home of our Just Us Women's Center. The operating statement of revenue and expenditures for the year ended March 31st, 2024 is on page 30 of the annual report and shows the breakdown of our three main program areas plus our general operations results. For Stella's Community Services, the year ended with a surplus of $86,990. As we've done in previous years, the board allocated this surplus to the Maintenance Reserve Fund. The Maintenance Reserve Fund ensures Stella Circle has funds to pay for the maintenance and future repairs of our properties around the city. The next set of statements are for the Foundation. These are found on pages 32 and 33. As you know, the Foundation is responsible for raising money to support the work of Stella Circle. The statement of financial position on page 32 shows that assets and liabilities for the Foundation, which are a little over $2.8 million. The statement of revenue and expenditures shows the Foundation recognized $488,000 of donation revenue in the year. On the expenditure side, you'll see $500,000 was allocated to Stella Circle for programs and services. The remaining expenditure is related to operational fundraising costs of Stella Circle Foundation, which are approximately 4.5% of all recognized revenue. From discussions with our independent auditor, we are pleased with the controls implemented in the organization. Overall, both organizations had a successful year. And I now invite back Leo of Stella Circle, Laura Winters, to provide a summary of the year's highlights.
Thank you, Jacqueline. No one makes this financials as fun as you. And so on your way out, please do grab a copy of the annual report. We'll have them in the back of the room, and they may be passed out throughout the end of the event here. I know everyone's going to want to review those financials before bed tonight, so just take a copy with you, but also everything I'll speak about here now is in that beautiful annual report that we're so very proud of. So, and we are proud of our impact. I'm looking around the room and seeing so many team members here. Maybe just give a little wave if you work at Stella Circle. Yeah, the impact of the work that happens is massive, and also acknowledging all of our community members that access our services that are in the room here, watching virtually, that are in our programs. You are the ones doing the real work. And so when we talk about impact, it's really about people and their capacity to change their own lives with the support of our wonderful teams. So let's dive in. Last year, 1,512 community members took part in our programs. That is a very big number, and it's a number we're really proud of. More people are turning to Stella Circle for support than ever before, and we are just so privileged to support every individual on their unique journey. I think the privilege of being let into people's lives is a big one, and we take it really seriously in our organization. We helped 102 people last year find affordable and permanent housing. That is a big number in a housing crisis and really speaks to the work of our housing team. We offered across the organization 518 group counseling sessions, also a staggering number from those doing work around mental health and addictions. There is a magic that happens in groups when people have the opportunity to support each other, to uplift their own expertise, to help each other heal. And there's just such a wonderful piece of work that happens with that around the organization. There were over 14,000 supportive contacts made with participants last year, another staggering number that really speaks to the work of our teams across the organization and the trust that community members have in us to access our services. And with our housing team, 278 people started jobs, academic programs, or maintained employment last year, so more staggering results from that team. And we had 15,000 hours of supported employment worked at our social enterprises, which is just wonderful. We're so proud that we are an employer that can also employ people with lived expertise that can move through our programs and then come into our social enterprises and gain access to employment. And lastly, we had 31,775 nutritious meals provided. That is a lot of food going through the doors of Stella's Circle. And another piece we're proud of, but also something that I think really speaks to the need in community, that core need for food and for nutritious food. And we're so honored to offer that in a good way to people. We're also proud to be wrapping up our 2020 to 2025 strategic plan with amazing success. We had hoped to grow our housing portfolio by 21 units, and instead we grew it by 54, which is wonderful. Yes, claps. Yeah. And that's and counting. Jacqueline mentioned the 15 new units that are in the works. I think we're just looking for more opportunities in how we can respond to the affordable housing crisis in the city. We're also proud to be the largest community provider of affordable housing in this province. And again, that is an honor we take really seriously in terms of providing people a place to live that they can be proud of. And today we want to thank the Caribou Legion Manor Association and the Rotary Club of St. John's, who were both mentioned, for their incredible gifts to our housing programs. So I'm pleased to welcome Steve Winter from the Rotary Club of St. John's to say a few words.
Good afternoon. I will certainly keep this to a few words and try not to drag this on too long because I know there's a celebration at the end. Our Rotary Club wanted to make a difference in the lives of military veterans. And I better backtrack just a little bit here. It's a pleasure to join you here today on behalf of the Rotary Club of St. John's. For more than 100 years, the Rotary Club of St. John's has been working to enrich the lives of residents in and around St. John's and in the province as a whole. Rotarians believe that we have a shared responsibility to take action on the most persistent issues through local and international projects. Solving real problems takes real commitment and vision. The list of projects the Rotary Club of St. John's has supported is extensive, particularly in the areas of food security, mental health and addictions, housing and homelessness, education, and the environment. The Rotary Club of St. John's also has been involved in the establishment of numerous community endeavors, including, for the older people in the room, they'll remember the Christmas seal vessel that went from port to port throughout Newfoundland, delivering care for tuberculosis. The Cancer Society, Canadian Mental Health Association, the Iris Kirby House, Splash Pad in Bannerman Park, the list goes on. And now the incredible Stella Circle and the Caribou Manor that we're so happy and proud to be part of. Our club wanted to make a difference in the lives of military veterans in and around St. John's. After looking at numerous possibilities, we became aware that Stella Circle was quietly working on an arrangement to take over the Cabot Manor, and after some discussion, we were able to agree on a role for us to play in that program's development. It was a project that the Rotary Club of St. John's could proudly put our resources behind. While we know it's not exclusively a veterans project, veterans will have priority access to the facility, and Caribou Manor will provide a sanctuary for veterans, offering them a stable and supportive environment. Excuse me. This project will not only address the immediate needs for shelter, but will offer a sense of community and belonging. It will be a place where veterans can connect with others and foster a network of support and camaraderie. Stable housing is a critical foundation for all well-being. It allows individuals to focus on other important aspects of their lives, such as employment, education, and health. By providing affordable housing, Caribou Manor will help its residents thrive. We commend Stella Circle on the work you are doing in the community and are proud to be able to play a part in this project as it moves forward. On behalf of the Rotary Club of St. John's, we congratulate you and your team on the work that you've done and wish you much success in the years ahead. Thank you.
Me again. Thank you very much, Steve, and deep thanks to the Rotary Club of St. John's for this very generous gift. We are also, as proud we are of our work in housing, equally proud of our work in mental health. We have this year grown, and throughout the course of the strategic plan, grown our staff at the Community Support Program. We also have a full-time peer support worker for our women serving programs and gender diverse serving programs, thanks to Shoppers Drug Mart. We're doing some real system changing work with record suspension clinics for women who have histories of criminal justice involvement. And in fact, we have a staff member in Labrador right now helping to support that work. And we were recognized with the CMHA-NL Leadership in Mental Health Award for innovative use of horticultural therapy programs. So this past year, we completed a major transformation of the Bonaventure Community Garden, a project that was a long time coming. It's a beautiful green space that we share with our friends at Kingsgate Condominiums. So thanks to their support and funding from ACOA, this garden is now a thriving hub for therapeutic programs, employment programming, and so much more. And so, yes, and this is a picture of the whole crew there and some lovely pictures of the garden. I am honored to welcome Dr. Michelle Sullivan, Chair of the Kingsgate Bonaventure Garden Committee and dear friend of Stella's Circle. Welcome, Michelle.
Thank you for the invitation to address the AGM. It's a true honor. Someone at Stella's Circle must have a direct line of communication with my deceased grandmother, who often was heard to say when I was a little girl, that child was vaccinated with a gramophone needle. Okay, I do talk a lot, and I can talk for a long time. And the title given to this presentation by the people who approached me was Bonaventure Community Garden, an overview. I put in a subtext, 10 years in 2 to 3 minutes. That's a tall order. So I'll ask you to bear with me if I spread my wings a little beyond 2 to 3 minutes. I'll do my best. In 2012, the Kingsgate Condominium Corporation was founded, and the building at 60 Margaret's Place, civic address, was occupied by 43 families. The assets of the corporation included a large backyard, bounded on the east by Bonaventure Avenue, Holy Heart of Mary to the south, Brother Rice to the north, and the building itself to the west. So if you have yourself situated, imagine driving down Bonaventure Avenue, passing Holy Heart. The Bonaventure Garden is on your left. At that point in time, the back garden was a large gravel pit slowly being overtaken by weeds. A group of the residents and board members paused to consider what the future of that back garden might be. Leave it as it is, as a wasteland, sell it for profit, which was tempting to some folks, donate it to the city for parkland was a possibility, and the fourth one, which I am grateful won the day, was engage with a charity for community use purposes. The idea of a partnership with the condo corporation resonated with the then lead of Stella Circle, Lisa Brown. And Lisa quickly brought Rob McLennan into the conversation. And with their combined vision, the concept of a community garden focused on the development of life and workplace skills for participants at Stella Circle was born. The next group to come on side with this vision was the Conservation Corps via their Green Team program, who along with the Stella Circle internal champions have introduced between 8 and 10 individuals every year to the garden. Among other duties, these green teams spend approximately 8 weeks each summer developing an understanding of the basics of building and installing raised garden beds, growing vegetables, caring for assorted other plants, but most importantly, earning real work, real dollars, and developing workplace life and teamwork skills, the single most important element of what happens at the community garden. The garden has grown from 3 initial beds, and in fact, this picture that I see in front of me right now, in the upper left-hand corner, shows the approximate location of the first 3 beds, the one in the upper left there. You can see that spot was chosen because it was accessible, but it was probably the single worst location on the property for attempting to grow anything. With the advice and recommendations of various people who were familiar with gardening, we eventually expanded into essentially what you see in the lower right-hand corner of this picture. And we're really proud of this and delighted and excited by its growth at that particular point in time. Along came an important original volunteer, a landscape designer by the name of Lydia Lewecki, who lived in the neighborhood and who helped us envision a finished, accessible community garden. Her blueprints were the foundation of the work that has been undertaken as time and funding allowed. Speaking of funding, the groups who have come on board to assist with the evolution of Bonaventure Community Garden have included, and they're not necessarily limited to, the provincial government of Newfoundland and Labrador through their Community Garden Funding Initiative, Eastern Health, Kingsgate Condominium Board of Directors, Stella Circle Board of Directors for their support of the initiative, Memorial University Botanical Garden that offered consultation and training to both staff and participants, and the able assistance whenever it was needed from Stella Circle Property Management Division, much appreciated. They pulled us out of some tight spots from time to time. Old Earth Arborists, Mills and Wright Landscape Architects, O'Neill's Garden and Landscaping, Redwood Construction, the federal government with their ACOA recovery funding, and Planeat Consulting. Now I'll explain a little bit about Planeat Consulting, which is a program for community composting spearheaded by Viviana Ramiro Lunas, and they are our partners with us at the garden as well. Numerous individual Kingsgate and other community donors have contributed in a wide variety of ways to the flourishing of the garden. Financially, donated labor, donations of plants, materials, soil, mulch, weeding, the list goes on. In particular, in 2019, when we were dreaming of undertaking the first phase of Lydia's blueprint for the garden, an anonymous donor came forward offering a substantial amount of money in the form of matching funds. And we were given the opportunity to raise funds, smaller amounts from a wide variety of individuals. We were successful in meeting the full matching donation opportunity. And as a result of that funding, and a great gratitude is extended to the person who provided the matching fund donation. We were able, in phase 1, to have appropriate grading for wheelchair accessibility done on the wasteland that you see in the upper left-hand corner there. Infrastructure for water and electrical connections were installed. There was further evolution of the gardening area. A walking trail was put in place, stairs to address a steep grade and to take care of safety issues, and a contemplative, peaceful space in the lower corner closer to Brother Rice Junior High. At this point, we were expecting a pause in development, and we were happy with that. We thought we'll go with what we have, and there's where we will be for some time until we can move forward a little further with the plan. Except it turned out that COVID hit, and COVID in turn paused everyone and everything except the Bonaventure Community Garden. Because of the outdoor nature of the garden, we were able to continue our work and partnership with Stella Circle. During the years 2020 to 2022, we were able to continue having our green teams in place. And then the icing on the cake came from the federal government via the ACOA group offering COVID recovery funding. Thanks again to the imagination and energy of the Stella Circle leadership team, the Bonaventure Community Garden was deemed a natural fit for this funding program. We already had a plan, we had the basic infrastructure in place, and as Rob repeatedly said, we were shovel in the ground ready. And so phase 2 started, which we are celebrating here today. This included the installation that you see in the picture of the permanent new greenhouse, solar lighting throughout the garden. You can see one of the bollards in the left-hand corner of the photo there. A shed construction so that the teams didn't have to drag away all their equipment every single day at the end of the workday. And the construction of a pergola and amphitheater that we have been able to use this summer for the end of season celebrations with the green team for this year. It's our plan and expectation that these facilities will provide new and exciting opportunities for teaching and learning through partnerships with the adjoining schools. It will encourage intergenerational cooperation between Stella Circle participants and Kingsgate condominium residents and other residents in the Georgetown area. It will continue to welcome the wider Georgetown neighborhood and residents into this wonderful space. But most importantly, it will continue to meet the goals of Stella Circle by engaging as many participants across as many programs as possible for as many seasons possible to come. In total, we're estimating at this point between 80 and 100 Green Team Stella Circle participants have actively engaged in the work of the community garden over the last 10 years. Thank you to Stella Circle, thank you to all the participants, and thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Michelle, and to the entire Kingsgate community for your support of our employment programming and this beautiful garden. We've also got a lovely second greenhouse out at the Clarenville Correctional Institute for Women. So the learnings that happen in this garden can be implemented across our programming, and we just see the really wonderful outcomes that come through horticultural therapy. When folks can get their hands dirty and grow something, there's so much metaphor and beauty that can happen there. So we're so appreciative. So we believe firmly at Stella Circle that everyone can contribute to community in ways that are meaningful to them. We're proud to have 100 participants registered in the Employment Stability Program through partnership with the Government of Newfoundland and Labrador and our friends at Choices for Youth. And we're experiencing increased financial supports and benefits from working, so everyone in that program gets those supports. Our social enterprises continue to excel year over year, and through some incredible research, we know that our inclusion choir, the stars of the show here today, are contributing to well-being and community in really powerful ways. So in a moment, we're going to hear more about that. And I'll first clue up just by saying that, again, creating community together, that new beautiful tagline, is what we have always done at Stella's Circle. And it's what we continue to do thanks to all of you here, all of you listening virtually, all of our partners, the participants and community members, our staff, volunteers, donors, and community and governmental partners, all of our friends across the community. So I want to thank everybody for coming and watching here today. I want to thank the staff at the Amera Innovation Exchange, with a big thanks to Steve Lilly. A huge thanks to Dana Rideout here next to me with Triangular Communications. Working so very hard, and we appreciate it, for today's ASL interpretation. And for Alec, who's somewhere here in the room, for doing our photography, thank you. Our very own Hungry Heart Cafe, who is providing some snacks, which I'll tell you about, and all of today's speakers. Thank you, everybody. And so on your way out, and if you'd like to stay and kind of gather and have some chats, you would have passed a red table on the way in, and on that table is all of our grab-and-go snacks from the wonderful team at the Hungry Heart Cafe. And again, also, please grab yourself an annual report and check out our new website, which should now be live. The annual report can be found there as well, and we're just so proud of this. So we are about to conclude our AGM with the best tradition that there is, with our inclusion choir. And before we dive in and hear the joy through music that they create, we are going to hear more from Dr. Jane Gazine about her research on hope, health, and inclusion through song. So Dr. Gazine from the School of Music and Faculty of Medicine at MUN. Thank you.
Thank you. In 2021, Hannah Wadden-Scanlon and I started a research project looking at the impact of community-based programs at Stella's Circle, with a particular focus on inclusion choir. Over the past few decades, there's been a significant increase in research that demonstrates how group singing can benefit a person's health and well-being from an emotional, social, physical, and cognitive perspective, supporting both improved individual and community health, focusing on supporting the social determinants of health. This research has been impacting decisions regarding the essential role of the arts within health and social care, including recommendations from many researchers and from the World Health Organization and the US Surgeon General. It ties in with the concept of social prescribing, a holistic approach to healthcare that has been used increasingly across Canada and 30 other countries, that connects community resources and assets with a person's interests and needs to support their well-being and address inequities in healthcare. Stella's Circle has been shown to represent a microcosm of social prescribing through its effective community-based programming, including inclusion choir. Singing is a low-risk, non-invasive, inclusive, and fun activity. It can elicit neurochemical responses. It serves as a mood enhancer, stress reliever, energizer, motivational tool, and communication aid. It can help with self-regulation, build empathy, resilience, self-confidence, and self-esteem. Help people cope with difficult emotions. It can be instrumental in creating identities, building strong social connections, a way of reducing social isolation, giving meaning to people's lives. For vulnerable, marginalized, or socially isolated individuals, building this sense of community can be life-changing, impacting on a person's life far beyond a choir session. The importance of social connection has gained significant attention over recent years, as research shows that feeling socially isolated contributes to poorer health outcomes, including higher mortality rates and higher prevalence of chronic disease, highlighting the need for programs that support better connectedness. Inclusion Choir epitomizes the powerful way in which singing and songs can be used to build a sense of community and self-advocacy amongst its members, and with that, a sense of empowerment and support. I've been fortunate to witness firsthand how Inclusion Choir can have a transformative effect on its participants as well as its audience members. Their performances raise awareness of societal issues and challenge our way of thinking, leading to greater acceptance and positive change. Through their singing, they remind us of our very essence of our humanity. It now gives me great pleasure to introduce Inclusion Choir. Over the past 4 seasons, Stella's Circle has been incredibly fortunate to have Hannah Wadman-Scanlon working so passionately with Inclusion Choir and continuing the legacy of the choir's former director, Helen Murphy. When the choir issued a public call this summer to find their new director, they hoped for someone who shared Hannah's dedication, musicianship, passion, and understanding of how music can transform identity, community, and health. Julia Halfyard is well recognized as a leader in arts engagement, as well as a talented performer. Quoted as saying, choral singing is like medicine for the soul, Julia believes choirs celebrate the magical experience of community, singing, and their positive contribution to well-being. Today, I'm delighted to welcome for the first time together the Stella Circle Inclusion Choir and their new director, Julia Halfyard. Thank you.